Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna talk about the chi-square test for independence. The chi-square test for independence, or the chi-square test of association, is used to see if there is a relationship between two categorical variables. For example, consider that a farmer has 3 greenhouses, which in each of them he grows 3 types of tomatoes. And he wants to know if greenhouses are associated with the preferred type of tomato. And so now we have 2 nominal variables, tomatoes with 3 categories and greenhouse with 3 categories too. Before doing the test, we need to check the assumptions as always. Here we have 2 assumptions to make sure that they're not violated. And the first assumption is that your 2 variables should be measured at an ordinal or nominal level, for example, categorical data. And our data here are nominal with 3 categories for each. And assumption number 2 says that your 2 variables should consist of 2 or more categorical independent groups, which as I said, each of them has 3 categories. So for now we're good to go. But before that, we have 2 ways in order to enter the data into an spss, and consequently different procedures, at least at the first part of the test. And the first one is when you have the raw data, and each row is considered a subject, and each subject appears once in a data set, and you have also at least 2 variables. But the second way, which is more time saving in terms of entering the data, is when you have frequencies. I mean, each row is a combination of factors and you don't have to enter data one by one. In this way, you should have 3 variables, 2 variables representing each category of 2 nominal variables, and a 3rd variable representing the number of occurrences of that particular combination of factors. And more importantly, you must activate weight cases and set the frequency variable as the weight case of this procedure. And you should go from this way, data and weight cases. But for this study, we choose to go from the first path with raw data. So now to do the test, go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and Cross-tabs. And now transfer one of the variables into the rows box and the other one into the columns box. And if you want to display clustered bar charts, which I highly recommend it, check the Display Clustered Bar Charts. And now click on Statistics. So select chi-square and phi and Kramer's V, and then click on Continue. Then click on the Cells button, and here select Observed, expected number of observations from that cell, and also row, column, and total percentages, and unstandardized residuals, and Continue. Next, click on the Format button. This option allows you to change the order of the values to either ascending or descending, which will leave it like its default. And so now click on OK to run the test. So now in the output window, scroll down to the chi-square tests table. We will consider Pearson chi-square's row results, and as you can see, p-value here is 0.0, which is less than 0.05, so we reject the null hypothesis, meaning that there is a statistically significant association between tomato and greenhouse. And in the next table, which is named symmetric measures, you can see the value and p-value of phi and Kramer's v, which both tests the strengths of association. And it tells us that there is a quite strong association between these two variables. And now we conclude that our variables are associated, but what does this association look like? Well, one way to find out is inspecting either column or row percentages. So to do that, go to greenhouse tomato cross-tabulation table. And this table indicates that the most harvested tomato of our data set is tomato type 2 from greenhouse 2. And the least harvested tomatoes of our data set is type 3 from greenhouse 1. And however, the most picked tomatoes of greenhouse 1 is type 1 with 48% of all tomatoes and of all tomatoes from greenhouse 1. And for greenhouse 3, this case is from type 3 with 40% of all tomatoes from this particular greenhouse. So, and you can see the visualized version of our output in the bar chart. And that's it. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in the next videos.